What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, aka the Iceman. Welcome to another edition of the Under No Conditions podcast. I am Isaac. Tiana is aka she's out there working. She's getting that Christmas money. Hopefully, she'll join us in a little bit. How was your week? How's everybody doing this week? I hope everybody had a wonderful week. Today, I want to talk about just loving the person that you are becoming. I know sometimes that could be hard being influenced by everything and all situations that are around you, such as your friends, relationships, your work, just low self-esteem, high self-esteem. And a lot of times what happens is in many cases, in many situations, we have to ask ourselves in that process, do we love who we are? Can we be satisfied with the person that we are becoming? And a lot of times the answer is no, because we're always trying to be something that we're not, that we think we want to be, that we're not. Even personally myself, I know as a man, as many times I've had an image of the person that I wanted to be in my mind. However, my reality says something totally different. And I know a lot of you guys can relate to that because my reality may not have put me in a position where I could be the person that's in my mind. And as I go through that process, what I found out that's real funny is that the person in my mind, once I'm going through that process, I don't even like. I don't even like that person. That's the person that I thought that I wanted to be. Or the work is just so hard and it's unsustainable, it's like forget it. Then what happens again? I start reevaluating and I create another person in my mind that I think I want to be. And not being happy with just the person that I am. And that's Isaac. And when I'm caught up in that web, everything else around me becomes annoying. I become unhappy. I become frustrated. I start to blame. I start to point the finger. And many times, it's really not the situation that I'm blaming or pointing the finger. It's really me. And for myself, I had to learn how to be not only patient, however, being aware of what was going on with me when I was in those situations to point the finger. Because a lot of times we'll point the finger and not take accountability and loving who we are or accepting who we are and being okay with, you know what, this is who I am, this is what it is. It is some things about me that I know I need to change, and I am going to change those things because sometimes those things are ugly. They're not just ugly to the people that's around me, they're ugly to me, and I don't even like them. Then there comes the sabotage and loving who. Well, how do I begin to start changing? It's real easy. It's real simple. Sometimes you got to work on changing your thinking. I'm gonna say that again. Changing how you think, looking at your whole belief system, looking at the learned and taught behavior that you have acquired over a period of years, what you've learned from your peers, what you've seen your peers experience, your personal experience, and sometimes you put them all in a box to create something that's not even sustainable. And a lot of times we don't realize that. It's I hear a lot. This really goes with loving yourself. And I've heard it so much that I'm really starting to think about it. A lot of times, the person that we want to become, we don't want to work to become that person because the work that we have to put in to become that person, when we become that person, we might not even like that person. How about that? We might not even like the person that we want to become. That's crazy, but that's the reality of many of us. And I saw a post this week, and it talked about being successful and having a big kitchen and making the money to keep the big kitchen. and then filling that space and not having space enough for the big kitchen. So now I buy a bigger house with a bigger kitchen. Now I got the bigger kitchen. Now I got to work more to keep the bigger kitchen. And then that process of me working more to keep the bigger kitchen, I'm not realizing how unhappy I am, all because I wanted a bigger kitchen. And I hope y'all caught that, because it's really about loving who you are and loving where you are in your life. Because if it's meant for you and you putting the work in and you being patient, it will happen. It will happen unconditionally. And I'm finding out to be true for myself. Some of the things that I've asked for years ago, I'm talking about simple things like loving me and having some patience and being okay with where I am in my life. I'm cool. I'm good. That even goes along with the aspect of having money. I tell myself a lot of times, and I've mentioned this to quite a few people that I'm close with. Now that I got a little money, I'm happier when I didn't have no money. Cause now that I got a little something, everybody wants something. And I'm stingy. I ain't giving you nothing. Because I've never been one of the entitlement phase. I didn't grow up thinking that because somebody else has something and I was a part of their life, I deserved it. I wasn't raised that way. So that's where my thought process comes. And a lot of times, with success, I had to really go back to basics. It's even the aspect of gaining six figures. Like, I want to make six figures. When I made six figures, I was like, okay. And I was at a place where even though I was making the six figures, my lifestyle didn't change because I was making more money. I kept the lifestyle that I kept. And which in turn, I learned to not only to be happy with where I was, I learned to be happy and begin to really love the person that I am. Because what I realized, the person that I needed to be and I wanted to be was always in me. I had to find that person and not continue to look outside of myself and all the materialism and the validation from other people that really don't wish me well. It's really important that as individuals we learn to love ourselves, because a lot of times we don't. Many of us, we have a false idealization of what love really is. And love for me is the simplest form of just appreciating who I am as a person, and learning to understand the person or the people that's in my life without judgment and having some peace. Because I know with those two things, for me, everything else falls in place. Everything falls in place. And we in that season of 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 the high adrenaline rush, and individuals is out there, you know, they spending money because they want to make the people in their lives happy. And then after it's all said and done, the next 10 months, they still paying for December of the following year to go back to do it all over again. You got this season. The Christmas season is a beautiful season, but however, you have to be in touch with who you are, how happy you are with yourself, and not getting caught up in trying to make other people happy, especially when you're not happy with yourself. That's why I'm saying today, you got to love the person that you are becoming, and you have to love the person that you are in the moment. You got to love you in the moment, not tomorrow, not yesterday. Yesterday is gone. You can't change it. Tomorrow's not here. And it's important that you understand that about yourself, because loving you and loving the person that you are in this space right now, it takes some emotional work, and those things are tangible. And sometimes when you look in that mirror and you like, man, do I really love me? Do I really love where I am? And if my answer is no, then I got to ask myself, what is it about what I'm doing that's not making me happy? And if I'm looking for other tangible things that I make a touch, like money or validation, I'm in trouble. I'm in a world of trouble because if you ain't had no money and you know what it feel like to have money and to not be happy and still have money, then you know what I'm talking about. And if you know what it is to not have no money and be happy and understanding that you know what, you still have dreams and you still have goals and you love yourself, then you know what I'm talking about. Because I hear people with money all the time. Like the facade is real. They be like, Isaac, I got everything I want in the world. I got everything that I think that I need, and I'm still not happy. I still don't love me. And the things that I got, I asked for. And a lot of times they be like, I asked for them, and then when I got them, I still wasn't happy because that's what I thought that I want. That was that imaginary person, that imaginary thing that's in your mind that you think that you need to be validated by people that really don't understand you and really don't love you. And that's the one thing many of us as human beings, we get caught up in the people praising us and validating us. And many times that holds us only for a minute until that moment comes where I got to sit by myself and I got to be with me. And when I'm not with me, I'm not happy with me. So, yes, this is the Christmas season. I want you guys to get out. I want you guys to have a lot of fun. However, love you through this process. Don't go out and killing yourself trying to make everybody happy and trying to get everything for everybody. Because a lot of times the individuals that do that, the expectations that comes along with what they think they should receive, they get their feelings hurt. Because what you may do for somebody, somebody not gonna do for you. That's why it's important to love yourself. You can go out and spend $500 on a person, and a person go out and buy you a tie or buy you a shirt for $60, and then you looking crazy. However, you are the fault of that, not the person that you buy for. Because many times we looking outside of ourselves for that validation. I did this for you. I expect for you to do that for me, and then when that doesn't happen, then now we got a riff. So for me, in my process of continuing to learn who I am and continue to love myself in this process, I don't have no expectations of people because people have have taught me that they're going to be who they are, and I'm okay with that. I'm truly okay with that because you only gonna give me what you gonna give me, and that's why today, for me, loving my process, and loving the person that I'm becoming, and loving the person that I am is the most important thing to me because the only person that can make me happy is me. No, nothing, no thing, no one thing, no other people. If I can't make me happy, I can't look outside of myself for the happiness because guess what? I'm gonna remain miserable. So today I just wanted to come on. I wanted to talk a little bit about loving who you are, loving the process of where you are, and understanding the importance of loving you and understanding that you are responsible for that. Nobody's not responsible for loving you, your process, and loving you where you are. I want you guys to be safe, have a great holiday, And for everybody that's involved in Under No Conditions podcast, myself, Isaac, my co host, Tiana White, we wish you guys a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. And we will see you next week. Love you. Peace.